practice to sing in proper swarasthana with proper meter, tala, is not so easy. So lot of practice and careful observation of others singing. When the perfect song is sung by the perfect authority, you have to hear hundreds of times, and then a known person who knows the singing properly, we have to sit and utter. Then we will know, then they will identify every bit of mistakes where we are diverting, where we are not able to follow the tune properly. Trailokya sang. Suddenly the master stood up and went into samadhi, repeating the mother's name. Repeating the mother's name. Perhaps Trailokya must have sung a song on Divine Mother, but it is not there in their tradition to sing of the Divine Mother and all. It is usually pure Advaitic concepts. But the part of Maya is not disregarded. Mukti is real. So, with one another meditation, and Aham Brahmasmi, Soham, Hamsaha, and all these mantras are another delusion to remove the earlier delusion. With one thorn, you will remove the other thorn and throw away both the thorns. That is the Advaita concept. So it goes with the Maya. Maybe the Maya concept there must have been Manobuddhi Ahankara Chittani Naham, but it is being seen. Suddenly he sees the Divine Mother playing the role of making the universe appear and disappear. In Shakta tradition, it takes an entirely different form. It doesn't bring the world within the realm of the Absolute. In the Satchidananda Sagara, in the absolute existence, in Brahman, there cannot be duality. So, the Shakti expands herself, creating space and time in herself. And whole thing is her existence, the universe. She creates within herself. The Bindu expands and the whole universe appears within that Bindu. Anyway, the mother that gives a touch or hint or a knocking at the mother consciousness. And suddenly the master stood up and went into samadhi, the ecstatic state. See, trance, one term is there in English. Trance is partial losing of external awareness. He is still partially aware of the other things, but he has lost half the consciousness. He is all other objects, other than the object of concentration, other than the object that we are perceiving, it is there in my awareness. I keep certain things in my awareness, and on that I am totally, it is a subjective, always these are subjective experiences. But I have an object on which I concentrate, but the experience is subjective experience. In that, on the object that I concentrate upon or I meditate upon, I totally get involved with it to the extent I may dissolve in it also. I become one with the object, so the subject becomes the one with the object of meditation, or gets totally involved, so much involvement is there with the object of meditation that he is unaware of himself, totally unaware or partially unaware of oneself, and totally or partially aware of the external things. If external things, all external things move into the background, giving full shining presence of the object of my meditation, I call it trance. If it is still deeper, that I am not able to feel the presence of anything else other than the object, I call it ecstasy. In English, ecstasy, trance. And then there can be a mental space created. The mental space, suppose Wordsworth, looking at the nature, would lose. It is not at the consciousness level, Chaitanya level. It is at the psychic level. Psychic level, that is mental level. Mental creates a space where the subject is absent and object is shining forth in its fullness. This also, we use a term many times as the mental ecstasy, psychic ecstasy. The nature's beauty used to make him totally forget everything. If it is so, then it is not at the existential level. It is not at the conscious level, Chaitanya level, Chetana level. It is at the mental level. But in mental, it is creating a mental space. Just like Chaitanya space in your heart, the core of your existence is called Chidakasha. This is called Mano Akasha. It is mental space. In that space, I am not there. Only the object is shining and he has forgotten himself. He has forgotten himself, but we don't call it a spiritual ecstasy. It is not a spiritual ecstasy. In spiritual ecstasy, I forget it is at the consciousness level, Chaitanya level. There are many levels, you see. One is the intellectual level, that we understand, I am writing something, I am dipped in the thought of that, and people come and go, I don't feel or understand. I am so much involved in that, my mind and intellect is involved in, I forget. This doesn't come into ecstasy at all. It is, there was one boy studying in our ashrama here. He used to sit for studies, and if somebody enters his room below in the cellar, he will not perceive also, he will not know at all. Slowly they will take away his book, come back and go away. He will be, where it has gone, he will be so much involved in the studies that people coming and taking something, making sound and all, he is not getting disturbed at all. This is a kind of intense concentration to the exclusion of all other things. It doesn't come under ecstasy. But the Chetana, I am conscious, Chetana, and Chaitanya, the existential aspect, it is manifestation of the consciousness. I am conscious of you all. I may become unconscious. This consciousness which I am possessing now, with which I am understanding you are sitting here now in front of me. This consciousness is Chetana, not Chaitanya. Chetana. manifested consciousness. This is withdrawn when I sleep. Chetana is withdrawn when I sleep. I have an existential aspect. I am consciousness, Chaitanya. That is Chaitanya. In Chaitanya and Chetana, it is manifested consciousness and it is existential. It exists forever. It doesn't change. This slowly withdraws. I enter sleep. Again this manifests. This can experience. Forget the world. Forget. This is also consciousness. This forgetfulness of the world and one's own self we call trance. At the Chaitanya level, I am concentrating on eternal existence, absolute reality, God, Saguna Sakara or Nirguna Nirakara, on Shuddha Chaitanya I am concentrating. Then it becomes Samadhi. Samadhi is ecstasy. So this ecstasy term is used here. Almost it will be clear. And the same thing, trance is at Chetana level or mental space created. So coming down, the master stood up and went into Samadhi. Samadhi means he is already started visualizing the Divine Mother. It is at the Chaitanya level. Chaitanya is manifesting with form. Is Samadhi. Is Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa, various levels of Samadhi are there between. So he went into Samadhi, means there is no world, there is no this what world we are seeing. It is totally eliminated. His bodily existence is eliminated, just like you are in deep sleep state, where no second things are there. Even your knowledge acquired, you are living in the Karana Sharira and slipping, second stage of deep sleep, into the universal, individual consciousness. There is nothing of this Prakriti, except Mother is holding with her gravity, that Jiva, we do not slip away into the God forever. Its karma is holding it. So, there he is stood up into Samadhi, repeating the Mother's name. Something hints him of the Divine Mother, the eternal existence, the absolute reality, the pure Shakti, the Chit Shakti. And he is next moment, he just utters the name and he is there in the real reality, in the pure existence, in the Chaitanya. Coming down a little to the plane of sense consciousness, he danced and sang. The joy, the bliss he has experienced, anything. Children you can see dancing, playing. Play and dance are expression of inner joy. Inner joy is always expressed in dancing. Similarly, from dance, today we saw cultural program in the ashrama. From the dance we receive, it is converse, we receive the joy. Out of excessive joy we start dancing. Unable to bear the inner joy. How to express? Just like you laugh. Something happens, you smile. Little more you glean. Then whole body will be shaking and jumping. Can you control it? Very difficult. The whole body shakes to dance. Same, the bliss, excessive bliss is expressed. When excessive bliss is expressed, you start dancing. You can see in almost all saints dancing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all. So, because this bliss that he has touched and come, he is pervading his body-mind complex now. That pure bliss of the Atman is pervading the body-mind consciousness. He is dancing and singing. He is now aware of how people look at a person who is coming down from the state of samadhi. He is not able to stand properly. Just like small child starts walking. When it will fall, we will not know. Mother will be going with stretched hands behind. Similar will be these people's case. And people, if anybody sees, he will think he is fully drunk. The way in which, with the gaits with which he moves, stands and all. So he is singing, I drink no ordinary wine, but the wine of everlasting bliss. Shashvata Ananda. As I repeat my mother Kali's name, so it so intoxicates my mind that people take me to be drunk. He is taking the name of Divine Mother. Pibare Ramarasam. Pibare. Drink the Ramarasam. So, this God's name, we consider it as taking the God's name is as if taking something inside. Ahriyate, ahara. Through the consciousness, he is taking the divine name. It intoxicates my mind that people take me to be drunk. First, my Guru gives molasses for making the wine. For making wine, some base is necessary. Usually grapes are taken. There is Bangalore blue, maximum used for wine. It will be blackish in color. It's called Bangalore blue. Almost all wine makers take in trucks. We used to grow in our Bangalore ashrama in those days when I was there. So in trucks we will be sending, because it will be sour, you cannot eat it raw so easily. It will be sold, often we eat, but it will be sour, so it will be, they will crush it and keep it for fermenting. Now Thakur is telling, my Guru gives molasses for making wine. The longing is the ferment to transform it. It has to be fermented. You have to add something. For curdling, we add a spoon of curd in milk. It starts curly. For fermenting also, we add ferment to make it ferment, to transform it. Knowledge, the maker of wine. You see, what Guru gives him is the upasana method. How to call on God, what is the mantra you have to repeat, what is the procedure you have to adopt. That is with that he is going to begin his spiritual journey, the real spiritual journey. That he has brought, and now the first process is, it must be transformed. It must be made into active state of working. So he is longing. I long for God. This is the procedure I have got from Guru. This is the mantra I have got from Guru, which I am going to make it active, functional. Longing is the ferment to transform it. Knowledge, the maker of wine, prepares it for me. For everything there is a external application which transforms. Now, egg is there, mother will sit on it and starts hatching that egg. The warmth is to be given. If you put the curdling and keep in the fridge, it will not get curdled. You have to keep till the curdling is at 40 degrees, it will within 1 hour, it will curdle. Like that, you have to keep in proper condition. This external condition is knowledge, which is going to make, it is condition in which it is becomes. Knowledge, the maker of wine, prepares it for me, and when it is done, my mind imbibes it from the bottle of mantra. Mantra is the Divine Mother's name, that mantra. Bija mantra, Mother's name, and my attitude of, or the action of surrender. The whole mantra becomes through which I am going to imbibe the essence of mantra. Is only a container. It is containing Chit-Shakti and Chaitanya. It is going to become Chetana. There is awakening of mantra. Mantra awakens. When it is done, my mind imbibes it from the bottle of mantra, taking the mother's name to make it pure. Drink of this wine, says Ram Prasad. Ram Prasad is the poet saint, just like our Purandaradasa, Kanakadasa and all. We have here Ram Prasad, one of the Bengali saints, Bengal saints. Drink of wine, says Ram Prasad, and the 4 fruits of life are yours. Drink this, drink, and the 4 fruits of life. What are the four fruits? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. First thing that is taught in life is dharma, to walk on the path of righteousness and going in the perfect. The dharma and nyaya are followed. Follow dharma. Live according to the law. To live according to the laws of nature is dharma. To live according to the laws of society, the king's laws, is nyaya. Nyaya and dharma. You will walk on the path of dharma first, then dharma artha. Earning money must be genuine. You have to put efforts. Suppose you are a government servant. Go and hang your coat on the chair and you are missing till evening. Where you are gone, your attendance is there, coat is hanging. Person is not there. It should not happen. I must give this commitment. We must have the commitment of working that hours. Whether work is there or not, if it is not there, some other work to compensate it. I am being given salary. So I have to put that efforts that is expected out of me. So compensate it some way for the money. If there is leisure, if there is no work, some other to compensate. The earning must be your own sweat. Dharma artha. Artha is nyaya artha. It is dharmika artha. It has come in the most righteous way, as if God is giving it to me. Dharma artha kama. Fulfill the desires of your life to the extent of the money that you. If you increase here, you have to take corruption, which is going to be poison. You will be destroyed. It must be within the limits. As much you are, Don't go beyond your earning. Expenditure should not be beyond your earnings. Within the limits of your earnings. Do the earnings according to dharma and according to the means you enjoy. Don't long for, because other next door person is having one car. What is that? BMW. So I don't want, what is that, 800, Maruti 800. I want that. And you don't have money for that. Either you have to steal or take corruption. It makes you go in the path of adharma and anyaya. If your desires are higher than the income. So dharma, artha, kama, then moksha. All these are for your living. Dharma, artha, kama are for your living. Moksha is the only purpose for which human life is given is life has to continue, so continue with dharma. And you have what you have to attain,